Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. It's Jamie from Island Yoga UK. I'm recording this class for the benefit of those of you that couldn't make it, and I've got a nice group with me today live to ease our way into day one of the Summer Yoga Challenge. I'm so grateful that you're all here with me. So let's start today's practice by just finding an upright seated position, and that can be on the mat with your eyes closed, with your legs crossed. You can be sitting in a chair, wherever is comfortable for you, but just try to have the spine uplifted. Relaxing the shoulders and then gently closing your eyes. Allow the breath to find its own natural rhythm. Don't try to alter the breath in any way. And watch your breath as it flows. Feel the body's reaction to each and every breath. And we can observe the mind. With the still body and the slow breath, we create a relaxed mind. But now let's change the breath slightly, and we're going to breathe longer, slower and deeper. So as we inhale through the nose, allow the abdomen to expand like a balloon. And then as we inhale fully, then in the same way we exhaling. And at the end of the exhale, we can draw the belly in. So just continue with your own rhythm of breath, breathing long, breathing slow and deep, always through the nose. Allowing the belly to expand as you inhale and drawing the belly in as you exhale. And now we can place our palms at heart center in prayer pose. And I'm going to say the opening prayer for us. It's in Sanskrit. You don't need to understand at this moment. Just listen to the vibrations, follow along. And you can repeat after me. At the last line, I'm going to say, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And after I've said that, you can repeat that back. I'll begin now. Om Saha navavatu, Saha bhunaktu, Saha viryam karavavahai, Tejasvi navadhitamastu, vidvisavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And then slowly release the hands and gently open your eyes. Namaste. So I better tell you what I was just saying then for clarity. It's a prayer that I've used with my guru in India to start every class, and the translation of it is this. It says, Om, that's the universal sound. May he protect us both. May he nourish us both. May we work together with great radiant energy. May our study be vigorous and effective. And may we have no misunderstanding. Om, peace, peace, peace. And it's sometimes I use that in my class, but I just thought I would do that today to bring in some positivity for the class to begin. Also, something which I don't normally do in my yoga classes because it's not typically known as a yoga practice, but I think it's important for us, especially at the beginning of something, is to have a little gratitude. Today, day one, I'm going to start a few different practices, and a daily gratitude diary is going to be one of them. So I invite you, just for a second, just to let the body go once more, relaxing the arms and the hands, and you can gently close your eyes. And I invite you to think of one thing today that you'd like to be grateful for. Can be anything. And just connect with that thing now. It might be a person. And think of all the special reasons why you're grateful for having that thing or that person, or perhaps it's your body. And we're going to keep that gratitude in our heart today for the whole day, remembering how special that connection is and why we feel that gratitude. And this changes the vibration of our energetic body and puts us into a wonderful state. So we can gently open our eyes again. And today also I would like to share something with you, which perhaps you can use every day for a period. I'm going to do it for a month, so I'm with you here. It's a very short practice, but it's a breathing practice that's actually a kriya. A kriya is a cleansing technique, and it's called Mukha Dhauti. And mukha in Sanskrit is mouth, and dhauti is to throw off forcefully. And so we can use this. It's a cleansing technique, and it can be used any time of the day in its basic form. As we progress, stages 2 and 3 should only be practiced on an empty stomach. So at this time in the morning, I guess you've all got empty stomachs. And for those people that are joining us on recordings, please take note, only stage 1, if you've been eating, stage 2 and stage 3 have to be practiced on an empty stomach. Mukha Dhauti is a very basic technique, but it's very powerful, and it's used to correct our breathing. It's also used as a way of connecting with the body, the breath, and the mind. And it's particularly useful for anyone suffering from stress, suffering from any temper issues or anger issues. It's very, very good for any respiratory complaints, especially asthma, bronchitis, and also really good for any tension that we might have around the head and the face. So again, particularly good for migraine, for tension headaches. And finally, it's good for digestive issues. And with practicing this, it releases the whole neuromuscular system. So it really is great for us, for the whole of our body. And particularly this era that we're living through at the moment with COVID, it can be used to strengthen the respiratory system, and it helps us physically, mentally, and emotionally to remain strong. So it really is a great practice. Just before we begin, I'd ask you always work within your comfortable limit. Like I said, stage 1, anyone can do this, but you always respect your body and being mindful. So, stage 1, we can stay exactly where we are. We can place the right hand on the belly, and I can see that some people were doing that already instinctively with the start of our class. And what we're going to do is, as we inhale through the nose gently, we're going to allow the belly to expand, filling up like a balloon as we inhale. And then as we exhale through the nose, we allow the belly to come in and we draw the belly in slightly. And just continue with that long, slow breathing through the abdomen. Work at your own pace and feel the belly move, expanding as we inhale and contracting as we exhale. You can close your eyes if that makes you sink deeper into the practice. And try to keep your full attention on the inflow and outflow of the breath and the movement of the belly. We're just going to do a few more rounds of breathing. Just continue at your own pace, feeling the abdomen move and watching the path of your breath. And now we can gently release the hands. Close your eyes if they're not already closed, and just watch the body, watch the breath for any changes, and feel your body's reaction, just being in stillness. And then you can gently open the eyes once more. Welcome back. That was stage 1 of Mukha Dhauti, and that can absolutely be practiced anytime and anywhere. You can be sitting in a chair, you can be traveling on a train, you can be at work, whatever you like, whenever you like. So this is really accessible to everyone. We are aiming to do between 10 and 15 repetitions initially, but as you build up, you should aim to do 30 repetitions of this. Once you're very comfortable with this stage, and the main thing to be really comfortable with is the movement of the belly. It's reaching and obtaining this complete coordination, inhaling, belly expanding, exhaling, drawing the belly in. Once we are very happy with that, we can move on to stage 2. And stage 2, I'm going to stand up and show you. You don't necessarily have to practice this with me. And remember, if you are following the recording and you have eaten, this is not advisable. Only on an empty stomach. Stage 2, you're leaning forward slightly with the hands on the thighs. And what we're going to do, you can practice this now if you want to and if you have the empty stomach. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale through the nose, long and deep, and allow the abdomen to expand. And then as we exhale, we're exhaling through the mouth. And it's going to be more active and more vigorous exhaling through the mouth. And as we end that exhale, we're drawing the abdomen in. Then inhaling through the nose once more, allowing the belly to expand. Exhaling again forcefully through the mouth, drawing the belly button in. I'm going to demonstrate a few rounds of this, and this is how it looks. Inhaling through the nose, belly expanding. Powerful exhale, drawing the belly in. Inhaling again, belly expands. Exhaling, pulling the abdomen in. Inhale through the nose. And when we've completed 10, perhaps 15 rounds, you can stand with your hands behind your back, just holding the right wrist with the left hand, relaxing the shoulders, closing the eyes. This is called Shitali Tadasana. Equally, you can just be seated. Just observe the body and the breath. Perhaps you'll feel some sensations around the belly or in the head. Just observing the breath and the body, giving time to allow the breathing to return to its normal, natural rhythm. Please always allow yourself this little bit of time after your breathing practice. Not only does it help you to grow in awareness of what you're doing and the results into the physical and emotional body, but it also means that we can focus inwards. And now we can gently release the hands and open the eyes once more. Welcome back again. I'm going to show you round 3 now, stage 3. So this should only be practiced after you've mastered stage 1 and stage 2. Going directly to stage 3 could be counterproductive because it could produce stress in the body. So please, one stage at a time, and once we have stage 2 mastered, then we move on to the stage 3. What we're going to do here is exactly the same as stage 2, except for after the exhale, after this strong, active exhale, we're going to draw the belly in even more, especially below the navel. We're going to pull that in as much as possible, retaining the breath out. And we're going to stay there with the breath out of the body for as long as we can, always working within our comfortable limit. Once we feel the urge to breathe once more, we're going to breathe in exactly the same as stage 2 through the nostrils, allowing the breath to enter through both nostrils. And then once more, this strong exhale, really drawing the belly in. This is our opportunity to really start working the belly muscles, drawing in below the abdomen. And we can repeat that for 10, 15 initially. So I'm going to practice that now. If there's any of you that are yoga practitioners and you've done this breath work before, then you can follow along. If not, just watch, and then you can practice when you've built that up. So. You might have heard my lungs making a little bit of a sound there, because as I really draw the belly in after the exhale, then I'm really creating some quite strong movement here. I'm really drawing that part of the musculature of the belly in. So as you suck it in and hold it there, then as you release, there is a little bit of tension that's letting go. So as the belly expands, then you're able to draw more air in through the lungs. And this third stage of Mukha Dhauti is really good, and it's used not only for the reasons that I described earlier, but it's used as a preparation for some more advanced kriyas, and particularly I'm talking about nauli, if anyone's heard of that before. But we're going to move on to that later in the summer. So stage 3 is all about stability. Practicing stage 3 will bring us a marvelous stability into the breath. We're really moving the diaphragm as we're breathing. And because of this forceful exhale of the air, this is where we're using it for cleansing, and we can bring our attention also to this way of removing any energy that we don't need and really bringing ourselves to this place of cleansing. Don't rush these techniques, starting stage by stage, and you will advance correctly. So that's Mukha Dhauti. It's my intention to practice that every morning, and that practice really takes less than 5 minutes. It's a perfect thing to do before your asana practice. So if you are meeting with me or Davinya or any other yoga practitioners online, try to do this practice before you connect, before you start your class. And that will really help you. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your progress. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm going to show you another technique. So if we work on this, then we'll have something else to go to afterwards. So I think we will do a little bit of physical movement now, just for a few stretches, just to keep the spine active. We're just going to do a few cat-cow stretches. So if you have your yoga mat there, Why not get into this familiar pose? I'm sure all of you know this really well. Just spreading the fingers widely. The hands are directly under the shoulders. The knees are hip width apart and they're directly under the hips. The feet and legs are active, and I want you to breathe at your own natural rhythm. We're trying to make the breath as long and as slow as possible. So as we inhale for the first time, the chin and the chest go up, the tailbone goes up well, and we're flexing the spine, pushing away with the hands. And as we exhale, we're rounding the back and dropping the chin to the chest, really moving the middle of the back towards the ceiling. I'm inhaling again now and flexing the spine the same way, looking up in the same way. And exhaling, pushing away. And just continue. So maybe you're inhaling again. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. And the last one of these, I'm inhaling slow, long and deep, curving the spine, and exhaling, pushing away, rounding the back now, dropping the chin to the chest. Let's release back to a neutral position. And from here, you can either go into resting warrior, where the knees are wide apart, buttocks back onto the heels and stretching forward, or you can be in child's pose where the knees are together and it's more of a restful pose where the forehead come down towards the mat and the arms are behind you. Whichever one of those two you choose, just spend a few breaths. If you're in resting warrior and the hands are out in front of you, we're actively lengthening the spine, so stretching forward with the arms, creating some space between the vertebrae. Allowing the breath to go deep in with the inhale and moving into that space with the exhale. And if you're in child's pose with the knees together, we're just trying to soften everything, releasing any tension we might have in the lower back, allowing the body to rest deeply. And now let's come back up onto the knees. And that is the extent of our physical asana practice today, which is so funny for me to say because I'm always quite active in my classes. Now I'd like to share another pranayama with you, and then we're going to finish with a meditation. So I'm going to teach Nadi Sudhi, alternate nostril breathing pranayama for you before we go into our meditation. And this pranayama is widely used. It's an excellent tool for balancing the nervous system. It balances the sides of the body, and it's an excellent practice, again, if you've got any stress-related problems. I use this as a precursor to meditation a lot. It can also be used in the evening time before bed, so it doesn't enliven the system in any way. It's actually the complete opposite. It relaxes you. And the technique is this. We're using a mudra called Nasika Mudra. And what you do with the Nasika Mudra is you're bending the first two fingers and you're keeping them into the palm. And then, this is on the right hand, by the way. And then I'm going to use my thumb to close my right nostril gently, and I'm going to use the other two fingers to close the left nostril. I'm going to do that gently. There's no need to force anything. And the only movements I'm really going to have with my hands are to change nostrils. And a simple way of remembering this is you change nostrils after the inhale. So initially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block the right nostril, and then I'm going to inhale. After the inhale, I'm going to change nostrils, closing the other nostrils, and exhaling. I'm inhaling again through the same nostril and changing. Exhaling, inhaling, changing. Exhaling, inhaling, changing, like that. So we only change after the inhale. Okay, the other thing that you should know is this is not like Mukha Dhauti, forcefully exhaling. This is a very gentle inhale and exhale for those of you that have not practiced this before. In the more advanced stages, you can do retaining of the breath, but initially it's a very good and simple practice just to breathe in and out. So let's do that together now. The left hand can be placed gently on the thigh. It's important that the spine is uplifted. With other breathing practices you can lie down, but not this one. So keep the spine uplifted. And remember, we're changing after the inhale. Okay, let's do a few minutes of that together, and you're going to work at your own pace. So let's block the right nostril first with the thumb. Close your eyes, and then inhale long and slow through the left nostril. After the inhale, we're changing and exhaling through the right. Then you can inhale and again change. And just continue this rhythm, changing only after the inhale. And we're just continuing our practice for another couple of minutes. And then when you've finished your next exhale, just release the right hand. Keep the eyes closed. You can place the hands on the lap, on the thighs, with the palms facing up. And you can touch together the thumb and the first finger. And just allow the breath to find its own natural rhythm once more. You're not trying to control the breath in any way, just observing any of these beautiful changes to the physical body. And noticing any other more subtle changes to the energetic body and to the mind. And now bring your full attention to the inflow and the outflow of the breath. We're going to transition very smoothly into some meditation now, just a short meditation practice, focusing on the breath. And should any thoughts arise, just acknowledge them and then release them. Imagine they are clouds passing in the sky, returning your full attention to the breath once more. And now let's place our palms gently together at heart center once more. I'm going to say a closing prayer for us. Again, it's in Sanskrit. Just allow the sounds and the vibrations to wash over you. As we finish the class together, you can join in with the last Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve padrani pashyantu. Ma kashyet dukkha bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Release your hands and gently rub the palms together. Place your palms over the eyes, trying not to touch the eyelids. Just slightly cupping the hands, feel the warmth, and then gently massage around the eyes, the temples, and the forehead. And release your hands. And with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste, everyone. And I'll just give you the translation of that prayer before we go. The closing prayer was, may all be prosperous and happy. May all be free from illness. May all see what is auspicious. And may none suffer from sorrow. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would invite you to just make some intentions now for your summer practice and for our challenge. So for me, the most obvious intention is that I want to practice 5 times a day, 5 times a week. 5 times a day would be a bit too much, even for me. So 5 times a week, a yoga practice, and it doesn't matter what that practice is. It can be some breath work, meditation, whatever you choose. And the other thing I'm going to do is separate from that. I'm intending to do twice daily meditation, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And I'm going to do my Mukha Dhauti. It's a long time since I haven't done it because it's quite a basic practice, but I'm going to be there with you. So please join me for the Mukha Dhauti practice and we can revisit that in a few weeks. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your presence here in the group. Have a wonderful summer and hopefully I'm going to be seeing a lot more of you.